This is Agriculture Today, and I'm Shelby Varner with the K-State Radio Network. Beginning today's show is K-State Precision Agriculture Specialist Deepak Joshi as he explains his work with precision agriculture and what he is excited to work on for farmers and ranchers. Kelsey Nordyke, Kansas 4-H Ag Sciences Program Specialist, keeps the show rolling as she highlights the winners from the Kansas 4-H Panorama and where people can compete in a horse judging contest. Johnson County Natural Resources Extension Agent Amy Keigher ends the show as she discusses how to create a thriving prairie habitat at home. That and more is coming up ahead on Agriculture Today. We kick off our Thursday show of Agriculture Today talking about precision agriculture with K-State Precision Agriculture Specialist Deepak Joshi. Deepak, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shelby. Thank you for inviting me here.
Deepak, you've been at K-State for around 6 months is what you told me. And can you tell me a little bit about yourself and how you ended up here?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I grew up back in Nepal. So I grew up in the small farm where we do rice, corn, wheat as well. So whatever we eat in our kitchen, so we grow everything in our farm. And then after I moved to United States in South Dakota, where I did my grad school there, master and PhD. And I was there for almost 10 years, and where I learned about the precision ag and different tools and technologies and how we can use that for the farmer decision-making process. And then after my PhD, I joined Arkansas State University as an assistant professor, and I was there for almost 1 year, less than 1 year. And then after I moved here at Kansas State University as a precision ag specialist.
And when you think about precision agriculture, what are a few really important factors?
Precision ag is about how to optimize the resources and how to get the maximum benefit to the grower. So I think using different precision ag tools and technologies, and main important factor will be how incorporate those tool and technology in various decision-making process, and how to get maximum benefit from those new modern technologies is the main focus.
When we think about precision agriculture, there's so much data that can come with it. So how could that, maybe farmers use that, or how could that be used in the future for them?
Yeah, that's really a great question, actually. Yeah, now with the advancement of the technologies, farmer and grower can collect huge amount of the data about their soil, about their crops, and as well as the historical data. And there are some data which are freely available as well. For example, satellite data which are freely available, and the topographic data which are freely available as well. So we need to analyze those data, and for example, using yield monitor data which are collected through the harvester, and those data can be combined together to define different productivity zone in the field. And based on those productivity zone, we can use a variable rate technology using precision ag, and it will help us optimize the input and based on the need of the soil, based on need of the crop, and get the maximum benefit, saving the environmental issues as well.
Where do you see precision agriculture right now in Kansas?
I think in Kansas, I was just reading a report recently. That report is available. I think Kansas is in a good shape. Almost based on that report, almost 49% of the farm in Kansas, they use a precision agriculture tool for crop as well as livestock management. So Kansas State right now is in the top 10 state in terms of the application of the precision agriculture tool. And I think this will increase more because Kansas is really different than other states in terms of the crop, because we have a diverse cropping system here. We can grow so many crops here which are not possible in other states. We can grow wheat, corn, soybean, sorghum, millet, peas. So there are so many possibilities here. So we can use those technology in multiple crops, as well as Kansas economy is also depend on the livestock. So we can use a precision ag in the livestock as well. And not only crop and livestock, and with the issue of the Ogallala water depletion. So I think to conserve those water in to maximize the application of the water, I think there is a huge application of precision ag. So I can see there is a huge future for precision ag in Kansas.
So what are you working on here at Kansas State University?
So I've been here for almost over 6 months. So I've been traveling, meeting growers, community groups, and learning about the need of the community on the precision ag, especially on the precision ag. I found that there is a huge potential of the precision ag, especially on the variable rate technology, as I mentioned, using the data management, using AI techniques. We can analyze the data they already have collected and those data for multiple decisions, like how to create management zone and how to apply the different input like fertilizer, pesticide, herbicide, seeding rate based on the each management zone of the field.
What are you excited about when you think about precision agriculture as a whole?
The exciting thing about precision ag is the application of the new technology, modern technology. For example, drone or satellite. So, now with the advancement of the technology, we can use this technology for a real-time analysis as well as real-time application as well. So in the past, we had to wait to analyze those data, analyze those images, drone images. But now, with the advancement of technology, we don't have to wait. We can analyze those within the farm. We don't have to bring those data back into our computer, and also we can make the decision at the real time as well. So these are really fascinating. And also nowadays, like robotics in precision ag is getting popular. So those also are very fascinating and exciting technologies.
When you look forward for this, what's the dream of where precision agriculture will go for you, Deepak?
My dream will be supporting the our grower, with the application of tool and technology. So dream will be to minimize the waste of the input and how to use the minimum resource and to get the maximum output and also increase the profit. So that will be my main dream. With the application of a new sensor technology, drone, satellite, robotics, like those technologies.
If people are wanting to find out more information, what are a few of your favorite resources?
They can reach out to me as well, and also I'm always available for any call, emails. So they can find out about me in the website as well, our K-State website. So I'm also always available for any workshop, training, and talk program as well. And I have been traveling around the state for different talk as well. So I've been giving some talk related with the precision ag, how to use these technology in our decision-making process. So I'm always available for the contact.
Anything else around precision agriculture that you'd like to share with farmers and ranchers?
I'm excited to work with everyone, so please feel free to reach out to me if you think if there is any opportunity for me to collaborate with you in your farm. If you have any data that we can use for any decision-making process, so I'll be always happy to work with you all.
Deepak, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
All right. Thank you so much, Selby, for inviting me and for introducing me in the Kansas State. Thank you.
That was K-State Precision Agriculture Specialist Deepak Joshi. I will link his contact information in today's show notes on agtoday.net. Before we cut to a break, we're now going to be joined by USDA's Rod Bain and Chief Economist Seth Meyer.
What are the trends for the U.S. farm economy in 2025?
Last year, I was very concerned about the pace in which commodity prices have been falling. This year, I think, is a bit different. Have we slowed that decline? Still not good margins, but I think the momentum is a bit more, maybe perhaps if prices are declining, that the decline is slowing at the moment.
Agriculture Department Chief Economist Seth Meyer with projections at this year's USDA Ag Outlook Forum. Year-over-year decreases in commodity prices and cash receipts are expected for most major row crops.
Some of these crops faring better. The fruits and vegetable sector faring better. That cotton number, while it's up year-over-year, is not a great number. And for other row crops, corn and soybeans, we see falling cash receipts as commodity prices have come down.
On the other hand,
livestock receipts across categories having trended up over the last few years in cattle. Prospects for dairy flat, but above maybe where they've been.
And increased year-over-year prices for livestock and poultry. As for inputs,
input prices mixed the last couple years of output prices. They're all lower. That margin squeeze continues to occur.
The chief economist provides an example of how price changes could impact crop planting projections. A late 2024 bounce in corn prices.
From an acreage standpoint, we're looking at shifting about 3 million acres into corn, 3 million acres out of beans.
That corn price increase caused in part by 2024 late season forecast adjustments.
We had a change in our production of about 7 million metric tons late in the season. Crop came in a little bit lighter than anticipated. About 5 million metric tons of that came out of those ending stocks. And so you see those ending stocks coming down year over year, and that's what's providing a little bit of that price support in the corn market.
Going forward,
seeing right now that the corn to soybean price ratio is about as favorable to corn as it's been in several years.
I'm Rod Bain reporting for the U.S. Department of Agriculture in Washington, D.C.
We're cutting to a short break now on Agriculture Today, but when we come back, we'll be joined by Kansas 4-H Ag Sciences Program Specialist Kelsey Nordyke as she shared with us information about an upcoming horse judging contest. You're tuned in to Agriculture Today, and we continue our show talking about horses in 4-H with Kansas 4-H Ag Sciences Program Specialist Kelsey Nordyke. Kelsey, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Shelby.
Kelsey, recently the Kansas 4-H Horse Panorama took place, and we have some results in what the different activities that took place during that event were.
Yes. The Kansas 4-H Horse Panorama was held at Rock Springs, February 22nd and 23rd. We were excited to be back at Rock Springs for a 2-day event this year. And Horse Panorama is our state contest event for public speaking, for demonstrations, as well as hippology and horse bull. And that event, because it's a state event, is open to youth that are 9 and older. And from those youth, we do choose from our senior teams, which are 14 and older, the teams that will represent us at the Western National 4-H Roundup next January in public speaking, demonstrations, hippology, and horse bull.
Is horse bull similar to just quiz bowl but focused towards horses then?
Yep, horse bowl is quiz bowl that is focused on horses.
Who will be the people representing Kansas?
Our champion horse bull team is from Johnson County, and Johnson County actually is representing us 2 years in a row at the Western National Roundup. They represented us this past January in hippology, and will be joining us next year for horse bull. Our champion hippology team is a composite team made up of 4-H'ers from Barton, Pawnee, and Rice counties. And then our senior demonstration will be presented by Odessa Prosser of Cottonwood District, Barton County. And then our senior public speaker is Mackenzie Reynolds from Douglas County. And we're excited to have those 4-H'ers represent us next January in Denver.
Kelsey, what is hippology?
Hippology actually stands for or means the study of horses, and hippology contest is very similar to our livestock skillathon contests. The youth participate in a slide portion, an exam, and then a team portion as well. Now, at the state level, there will also be a couple of horse judging classes combined with that, but they're tested on their general knowledge about horses. They will be tested about colors, genetics, equipment, general care, maintenance and feeding, reproduction, all the things. And they're difficult questions. So these kids work really hard and study for a very long time to prep and be knowledgeable about horses for hippology as well as Quiz Bowl.
And there's another contest coming up. Who can participate in that, and what's that contest?
Sure. Our next contest coming up is the State 4-H Horse Judging Contest, and we are partnering with Kansas Quarter Horse Association as well as Equifest of Kansas to present the horse judging contest. The Kansas Quarter Horse Association actually has an open contest that's open to any youth to begin judging, and there's even a novice portion of that that's open to any age. And then the 4-H portion, because it's a state 4-H event, is open to 4-Hers who are 9 and older. And 4-Hers can participate both in the 4-H division as well as the open division, but we will select our champion team from the 14 and older age group to represent us next year in Denver at the Western National Horse Judging Contest.
What do participants do as they complete this horse judging contest?
So they will evaluate a total of 6 classes, and then they will also give oral reasons. So for the younger age group, they'll give 2 sets of oral reasons, and the older seniors will give 4 sets of oral reasons. And what reasons are is really an opportunity for a horse judging participant to defend their placings and explain why they placed a class that way to a judge. And horse judging is unique in that they're not just judging horses at halter. They're judging all of the possible classes. So Western pleasure, Western horsemanship, reining, trail. And as we get to those higher levels of horse judging competitions, they even have the opportunity to judge events like roping, cutting, reining, and cow horse events.
How many people get to attend the national show from the horse judging contest?
We will send one senior team from the state contest to the national contest, and that's a team of 4 participants. And in each horse judging contest, they can have up to 4 participants, and they take the top 3 scores to determine the team's final score.
What day is this horse judging contest taking place?
The state horse judging contest is Friday, March 21st at Equifest of Kansas, which is held in Salina at the Tony's Event Center. And registration is currently open on the Equifest website. Registration will be open until Friday, March 7th.
If someone's interested in attending this contest, what's maybe some prep work they could do?
So a great opportunity to prep would be to go to the Kansas 4-H website and look under our projects and go to the horse project. There's a number of resources listed there. There's also a lot of great opportunities if you just search horse judging or youth horse judging. And then also there's an Extension Horses website that is a great resource for all things horses, but specifically has practice judging classes and practice contest opportunities in the Horse Panorama area as well.
And as we're thinking about 4-H and different contests and potentially shows, maybe a little bit of encouragement that now is the time to get out with your animals and start working with them?
Absolutely. So most of our 4-H horse kids already have their horses. Horses are a unique project that you keep from year to year as opposed to some of our livestock projects, but it's never too early to start planning your project. Certainly when we're looking at livestock and horses, you want to start doing that as soon as possible, and waiting to start riding your horse till a week or 2 before your local show is not the best idea. The Kansas 4-H website has a number of resources, and in particular for the horse project, there's lots of requirements, specifically when we look at showing at the state 4-H show, which won't happen until September, but there are a lot of steps to get prepared for that. And if you wait till the last minute to do those things, you're likely to miss a deadline. So I encourage all of our 4-Hers to start checking both your local requirements as well as those state requirements to find out what is needed. Set your goals and start planning now. And that goes for any project, not just our horse and livestock projects.
And as we're thinking about getting everything set up, even if you've been in a project for multiple years, always a good choice to maybe scan back over that rule book.
Absolutely. So you never know what rules might change from year to year. We've just released the state 4-H rules for the Kansas State Fair. And lots of times your local extension unit will try to follow those closely because it really is a progression from the local level to the state fair. So be sure to check all of those resources and all of those rules early so that you're set up for success.
And Kelsey, as always, if people want to find out some more information just about Kansas 4-H as a whole, how do you recommend they do that?
Yes. Visit kansas4h.org and all of your information is there. Another great way to find out more about 4-H and your requirements, especially at the local level, is to reach out to your local extension unit.
Kelsey, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
That was Kansas 4-H Ag Sciences Program Specialist Kelsey Nordyke, recognizing the Kansas 4-H Horse Panorama winners, while also sharing information on the upcoming 2025 Kansas State 4-H Horse Judging Contest that is taking place March 21st in Salina. This contest is put on by Kansas 4-H, Kansas Quarter Horse Association, and Equifest of Kansas. There are 2 contests available, which is an open contest and a 4-H contest. Kansas 4-Hers age 9 to 18 are welcome to participate in the 4-H contest and are also welcome to participate in the open contest as well. Registration for the 4-H contest is $25 and ends tomorrow, March 7th. Again, that 4-H contest registration is $25 and ends tomorrow, March 7th. The first place team from the 2025 Kansas State 4-H Horse Judging Contest will have the option to represent Kansas at the Western National 4-H Horse Judging Contest in Denver next January. I will put a link in today's show notes on agtoday.net if you'd like to look more into this contest and potentially get registered. While we're talking about 4-H, I would like to remind you, if you'd like to find out more information about Kansas 4-H, you can do that by going to their website, kansas4h.org. Again, that is kansas4h.org, or you can check out their social media or visit your local extension unit. And while you're here, I do just want to remind you about the upcoming Beef Quality Assurance Training. There's one taking place March 18th in Garden City and another one taking place March 27th in St. Mary's, Kansas. These are put on by the Kansas Beef Council and taught by K-State Extension Beef Veterinarian A.J. Tarboff. They do ask that you RSVP 1 week in advance. You can do that by RSVPing to kbc@kansasbeef.org or calling 785-273-5225. Again, that is 785-273-5225. You can find out more information about these by going to the K-State Extension Beef Cattle Team's website at ksubeef.org. Again, that is ksubeef.org. We're cutting to a short break now on Agriculture Today, but stick around because we have more for you up ahead.
Welcome back to Agriculture Today. Along with Shelby Varner, I'm Jeff Wickman. This month's K-State Garden Hour covers the process for establishing a thriving prairie habitat. Amy Keigher, Johnson County Natural Resources Extension Agent, discusses the benefits of prairie landscapes, plant selection, and maintenance techniques to create a beautiful, sustainable ecosystem right at home.
So you really have 2 options for the actual design. You can go just natural plot, not really any structure to it. You're just going to go with a seed mix and you're just going to toss the seed out there. Sometimes we get people calling in and that's what they want to do. They don't want to go to the trouble of designing where each species is going to go. They just put it out there. Now, the only issue with this is that you won't know what's growing where. So when weedy species, stuff that you don't want to grow, when they start coming up, you're going to have to try and figure out what these seedlings look like. Is that giant ragweed or is that something that I actually put in there? The other thing is usually when people go this route, they're thinking, I just want to throw seed out there and then leave it to its own devices, and then I'll have a prairie. And that's just not going to be the case. Nonetheless, this is the cheap route because seed is cheaper and it's not as time consuming. You can just scatter the seeds. Maybe you do this in your backyard where people aren't wanting to look at something really designed. The other route is going and actually designing a plot, a schematic of where every single plant's going to be planted. It's very specific. This designed look would probably do better in, your front yard where people are going to be seeing it. I will also say that you can find all kinds of these native garden designs online, all over the place. You just, honestly, on Google, just type in native garden design, and all sorts of these things will come up. But the most important thing is, with native plants, there is a little bit of pushback because sometimes your gardens can look a little unkempt, and it can make your yard look like you just haven't mowed for however many weeks. You're being lazy. So you have to make it look like you've done things intentionally. What I mean by intentionality leads to public acceptance is basically add in a path. No, you're not really inviting the public to come walk through your yard, but it makes it look like this is really designed, okay? I didn't just throw seeds out there and just say, yay, I don't have to mow for the rest of the year. Put in a bench. Sometimes people put signs. They usually suggest, especially in the front yard, to try and keep everything to 2 to 3 feet in height. And if you do have something that's real tall, keep it towards the back. Because again, the worst thing that you can do is have something really tall growing towards the front. Not only does it block a lot of your garden, but it might lean over and be in the sidewalk, and then it's causing problems. So yes, be intentional with your design, but you want a nice variety of heights. So lots of low, a medium amount of, mid height. So like 2 feet, 3 feet, and then throw in a tree, a small little tree. It's all what you want. Again, you're designing it. And keep this in mind. All of these individual plants, these species, that is a battlefield. They're fighting for survival, all of them. Some are going to win, some are going to lose, but they're not working together necessarily. Sometimes that is a strategy, but most of the time they're out there, and if there's resources available, they're going to take as much of it as they can. If it means that a whole bunch of other plants nearby don't get any, that's just how it is. But that's how you've got to think about this, is that it's a battlefield. And if you want to let nature take its course, then you have to be okay with letting some of the plants that you planted die. And maybe you don't have as many species present as you started with. If not, then you're going to have to do some intervention to make sure that you keep certain ones in check and you help other ones that are struggling.
That's Amy Keigher, Johnson County Natural Resources Extension Agent, with information on how to establish a prairie habitat at home. To watch the full webinar, search for K-State Garden Hour. And that'll do it for this edition of Agriculture Today. For Shelby Varner, I'm Jeff Wickman. This is the K-State Radio Network.